Can you talk to us a little bit? I mean, you're really seen as like the face, not just the face of priapism, but I think definitely one of the most visible men in the community. And you've been such an inspiration, and I think that I know that I am inspired, the community is inspired, but I want you to talk to us a little bit about the mental toll.
My mind was always knowing that this was a beautiful struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that there was something supernatural and special about me. I knew that I was different, but I could never understand it because I was going through so much pain and agony and trauma with sickle cell. In and out of the hospital your whole life, from childhood, pediatric, getting kicked out of pediatrics at 15 and having to find adult care on your own. Understanding how you need to conduct yourself as an adult with this illness if you want to live past the stigma of the age that they set for you. All of these things play a toll on your mental. I never understood that. See, in the Black community, we don't know what mental health looks like. We don't know what anxiety and pain looks like because we never talk about it. And that was one of the biggest issues. I'm a Black man that's never had counseling. I've never seen a counselor. So everything that I went through in my life with a traumatic experience, it was me just praying and writing my way through. I'm blessed that God gave me the gift of penmanship to be able to write and articulate my feelings. And that's what helped me with my mental. So when I started studying, I realized that mental health is much as sickle cell disease in my life, in all of our lives that deal with sickle cell. So I encourage men also for men's health. I push men's health for my men to make sure that their mind is right, that they're doing things to preventative measures, that they're having talks, that we're having healthy talks, that we're talking about our past traumas, the things that we got over. We can all live and relate from each other's story and testimonies. So for the mental part of the aspect, man, this has played a big role in my life, but for now, I like to say that I overcame 180 milligrams of narcotics, and that also played a big problem on my mental as well. So we're not understood these because of the professionals that we have that we depend on care from. They don't educate us on this. They just give us the medication without telling us the precautions that it can have on our life down the line. So I abused narcotics naturally, thinking that I needed it every day for my pain, but I didn't. And when I looked up, I was taking 180 milligrams a day just to get out of the bed and be well and handle my business. But retrospect, when I think back, I'm like, how was I even moving it outside on that much chemical throughout the day? So all of that has it plays an effect on your mental. And if we're not educated and no one's telling us this, then we spiral out of control and people are looking at us like we're crazy. See, when we go to the hospital and we have these sickle cell crises and issues, we have to advocate for ourselves, we have to fight for ourselves, we're in the middle of a crisis, and they're looking at us like we're irate, like, oh, you're crazy, you just want medicine, but that's not the case. So with all the stigmas that we face, with all the pain and the traumas that we deal with, it definitely plays a part on our mental, but we have to have healthy conversations. And symposiums like this, it's a blessing and it's also therapeutic. I also tell people that having these conversations is therapeutic and it will help you, but you have to be open enough to be boisterous and be able to let people hear what you're going through. So that's the mental that, my mental's good now, I'm blessed and I thank God. I overcame 180 milligrams of narcotics. That was the biggest struggle for me, that was the biggest battle. And now I understand that I have to live a healthy lifestyle in the way I eat, the way I drink, the way I think, the way I exercise.
So let me ask you a question. What advice do you have for like young men that's going through this situation, but they're embarrassed to say something? Like they just keep it in a secret and they suffering in silence.
I deal with that all the time. I tell people to speak up, but I also understand that there comes a time in everybody's life when they will be boisterous. We can't force it on them. When I was young, I always wanted to tell my story, but I never had an outlet to. So when social media arrived, I was like this on my phone every time I'm in a hospital, you know, telling people and inspiring people, but everybody don't have that type of charisma, and everybody don't have that drive to let you know that my pain is destroying me, you know. So I say at every point in one person's life who deals with sickle cell, especially young men, they'll talk about it. And if it's not to the public and to the world, it'll be to the people that matter.
You stole my follow-up question. All right, Naya, I'm gonna go to you next. So it was brought up a little bit, but we